Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alex. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. As you guys can see from the title today, I am doing my intro to my Pan That Face palette. I'm so excited. As you guys know, I've been doing this now. This is my third year. Yeah, this is my third year doing this. And every year I do 2 palettes at a time, one to completely finish and one to do some damage on. So I have both of my palettes here. I'm very excited to share it with you guys. Some of you guys may have guessed which one of the 2 palettes I am bringing in here. The other one, not one person guessed. Not one person considered it. Not one person realized that maybe I had this in my collection, which is okay. But I had a strategic mindset as to how I pick my palette, so that way I don't get bored or overwhelm myself. So obviously you're here to see what 2 palettes I chose, so let's get right into it. But obviously if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Alejandra, or I go by Alex. I am an eyeshadow enthusiast with a Lash Project Pan. If that is something you want to continue to see on your feed, join us, subscribe. And now without further ado, let's get on with my face palettes. All right, you guys, so I have 2 palettes here. I try to kind of like alternate each year. One year I concentrate more on my blush palettes. One year I concentrate on my highlighting palettes, and I go back and forth, and I try to incorporate a secondary palette that will help me out with the first one, but it's not going to overwhelm me with the first one. So there is a thought process when I pick my palettes. I just don't pick my oldest ones and then just throw them in a project pan, or my newest ones, or whatever the case may be. I try to be smart about it to be able to be successful in the way I pan my products. So the first palette I'm going to introduce to you guys today, drum roll please, is my Too Faced Love Flush palette, you guys. A lot of you guys wanted me to bring this back and finish it off, so here I am this year to finish it off. So this is where we stand with this palette. As you guys can see, I have 1 blush gone, 1 blush has a pan, about 3 of the blushes have a decent usage, and 1 is practically still brand new. This is the shade that has the most product in it. This is the one that has the least, and then these 3 are pretty even when it comes to how much product is in them. So my goal for 2022 is to finish this palette off completely. I don't think I have a problem. These have gotten older. They have gotten a lot of use already, so I don't feel like this is going to be too hard for me to finish, considering I probably have 1 full-size blush amount of product in here probably, and I could finish 1 blush in 1 year. So this is equivalent to a blush in 1 year, just because I'm coming in here with a lot less product than when I started with. I'm coming in with 1 less blush. I'm coming in with a blush that's almost done, you know what I mean? So my mindset is, all right, I got this, I can finish this. So my goal is to finish this off in 2022, you guys. So I'm going to be limiting my blush, my blushes that I bring into other project pans, just so I can concentrate on this one. And if I do bring in a blush, it'll be more of a usage goal in other project pans, or I'm going to mix some in with these blushes to get usage out of both. Because I do love mixing blushes. I feel like that comes out with like either a cool undertone or more of a sheeny type of blush, or a deeper shade or a lighter shade, whatever the case may be. I think it's also fun to mix and match your blushes. Like I love to mix these 2 together. So we'll see what we come up with. So I'm going to take pictures of this as it is right now, and that's where we're going to start going forward. And now for its companion palette. Dun, 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 dun. This one was kind of hard, you guys. I'm not going to lie to you, because there was quite a few that I wanted to bring in here, but I thought this was the most practical one, the one that I wanted to use up, because I was afraid the packaging was going to break, because somebody else has this palette and it kind of broke on them. And the fact that, oh, I didn't realize it, this might have a lot of products. Yes, oh crap. Oh no. I just realized each pan is about 7 grams of product, but it's okay. We're going to work with it, because I know this brand really tends to pack in a lot of product in their products, like a lot of stuff in the product, so their pans are not shallow at all. So the palette I am bringing in as my companion palette to try to do some damage on, not completely finish if I can't, but to do some damage on, is my IT Cosmetics Je ne quoi palette. You guys know what I mean. French was not my forte. So this is what this palette looks like. Now, this is the reason why I brought this in, because it's a versatile palette. I can use it multiple ways. I don't necessarily just have highlighters, blushes, bronzers. It's a little bit of everything, which will allow me to use it more and not get bored. So it comes with a pressed, translucent, this is their Bye Bye Pores Pressed Translucent Powder. Then this right here is their Bye Bye Pores Blush in the color Je ne quoi, which I did have the single, but I did give that one away. I decluttered it. I gave it to somebody that wanted the shade, so I gave it away. Then this is their highlighter. This is the Perfect Lighting Luminizer in Je ne quoi. And then this is their bronzer in Sunshine, which is a warmer bronzer. You guys can see that I have used this. So it's not like a brand new palette. I understand the formula. I already know I like this palette, obviously, since it hasn't been decluttered. And I feel like I can get use out of it. Now, I don't think that I'll be able to finish this blush. Now, as I mentioned right before I introduced this palette, I just realized that this blush has 6 grams. The finishing powder has 6.26 grams. Same thing with the bronzer, and the highlighter is the only thing that's a little bit under 6 grams. But basically, you can say that each of these pans is 6 grams of product. Now, that might be a lot. I don't think the powder will be hard. I don't think the bronzer will be hard. I think the blush and the highlighter is going to give me a little bit of trouble. I don't think it'll be that hard to do 2 out of 4. My goal at the end of the year is to at least completely finish 2 pans out of this palette, which will probably be the bronzer and the setting powder. I think those are the 2 ones that I can work with. These other 2, I just want to get more use out of, maybe get dips in them. If I can hit pan, that'll be wonderful, but I'm not going to set my standards high on this palette because I don't want to overdo it and then stress myself out. So let's see where we stand with this palette once we get to it. I'm not going to touch the I can tell you right now, I'm not going to touch the blush right away just because I'm going to be concentrating on these blushes. So out of all these products, I have a feeling the blush is going to be the one that's going to be least used just because I want to use these up first before I even touch this one. So this will be my companion palette for the year of 2022. I'm actually excited to try to get more use out of this. This has like that push button type of opening where, see how sometimes it's like, it has that clicky thing, where I've heard people say that it has broken on them. So I'm a little bit nervous that it'll break on me. So I'm trying to be gentle with it. I've only had one product break on me. I've never really had any packaging break on me except for one product. So I'm trying not to break it. But I am excited to play around with both of these. Now, my goal for the first update is to try, I know this is easy for me to finish right now, but this is a shade that I want to wear in the summertime, spring, summer. I want to get these 2 out because these 2 are the colors that I would use more in the wintertime. So my concentration will be on these 2 right here. I want to completely finish these off. Let's see how much damage I can do in the next month. At least to try to hit pan on one of these 2. That's my goal right now. So you're going to see this part of the palette not being touched because I'm going to concentrate on these 2 right down here to be able to get them out before the summertime comes because I don't like those colors in the summer. I like them more in the wintertime. And as far as this palette, I'm going to start using the powder. I'm going to start using the setting powder. I'm going to concentrate just on the setting powder. I'm not really going to put too much thought into these other 3 because I feel like this will be great for the summer. The highlighter I can use all year round. It's very, very subtle. And the blush, I actually did not even swatch this one for you guys. Let me swatch this real quick for you guys, just so you can see what I'm working with. Duh, Alex. So you guys can see it's very, very, very subtle. That's the blush, the finishing powder, the bronzer, which is very warm, and the highlighter, which is very, very subtle. So this palette is not in your face. It's not like, very, very stark. I can use this and actually incorporate other like other things on top of it. If I want a blinding highlight, I can mix it in with a blinding highlight. The bronzer is very light. It looks very dark in the pan, but it's actually not. It doesn't translate to the skin very deep where I can't use it all year round, but it is very warm, and that's why I want to try to use it more when I have a tan or in the warmer months, because it is a very orangey based bronzer, and I don't want to use that right now. So the finishing powder, which is right here, I'm hoping that it does not make me look very washed out, but I'm going to use that one. That's the only shade that I'm going to concentrate on as far as this palette goes. So I hope you guys are excited. I'm excited to start this again because I love panning face palettes, you guys. I prefer to pan a face palette over an eyeshadow any day just because I know I can commit myself to a full year of using these and not get bored, So I'm excited, you guys. I hope you guys are too. If you are doing this with me or you have started a face palette journey, panning a face palette, let me know in the comment section. I want to follow you. I want to see what you choose. I want to see why you chose it. I get always excited to see why people choose what they choose when it comes to their face palettes or their project pans. So if you are doing a pan that face palette, let me know down in the comment section because you know your girl's going to go and support your little rear end. That's what I'm going to do. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I will put more videos on the screen for your enjoyment. Until then, adios.